Hi there, warriors, and welcome to a new video of the Uruguayan Heroes YouTube channel. Today, we will look back at last night's 3-0 defeat to Argentina. It was a painful night, um, an embarrassing night, especially in the second half. But yeah, it was not a surprise because we've seen performances like these too many times with Tabares in charge. So Uruguay started off the game okay. They did quite well, you know. They were comfortable in defense and they had some chances on the break with Suarez. But when the game went on, when it developed, Argentina began to have more possession, more control of the game, and this was mainly because Uruguay were never able to counterattack properly and to get the transition. You know, the transition from defense to attack. Uruguay lost too many times possession in this phase of the game, and eventually this is also what led to the opening goal. Obviously, Muslera made the mistake, and it was a bad mistake. But Vecino lost possession when Uruguay were transforming from defense to in attack, and this was one of the main problems for Uruguay last night. And Vecino was one of the main problems, and he kept losing the ball in this transition phase. And when you play against Argentina, against Brazil, when you play against teams that want to have a lot of the ball, and when you play with the back five or a back three, what like we do, like we did yesterday, then you have to be really good, really secure when you have the ball, and when you have to be really good in this transition phase because this is the most important phase in football. Obviously, when you come into the box, you have to have a killer ball. You know, you have to be decisive, but first you have to get there, and this transition phase is where we lost the game basically. And the reason why it frustrates me is because we have players on the bench that are much better in this part of the game. But Matias Vecino was lined up, and we all, or I believe that he shouldn't be in the lineup. And eventually, we were proven right. And I don't like it, but he was the one. He was one of the main reasons why we lost this game. Um, so just to explain or to show the first goal, after 37 minutes, Uruguay were doing okay. Argentina, like I said, were getting more control of the game. And eventually, this one goal, it was like we were a card house, you know, a lot of cards on top of each other. And with this goal, just boom, blew it all away from the table, and Uruguay collapsed. So let's have a look at the goal. So just Argentina just lost possession. Muslera, nothing going on, you know, trying to build up. Fagino gets the ball, and he misplaces quite an easy pass. So this was just, I'm not gonna pause it. When you look at this, you don't think, okay, now something catastrophic is going to happen. The thing is, this happened all the time in the first half, all the time. And if it happens too many times, and you give too many times the opportunity for players like Messi to exploit this, because just look at this. When you look at this picture, the space Messi has on the right side now, there's a lot of space. And when he got this space, you know he's gonna exploit it at the end of the day. Maybe not every time, but if you keep losing possession in these important areas of the pitch, Argentina is going to hurt you. And this is what happened this time. So Messi gets on, and obviously what happens is just bad luck maybe. Muslera did really bad, but the thing is, it's not so much that this goal happens, it's the fact that so many times Argentina were gifting were gift we gifted Argentina possession with bad play like this in transition. So yeah, this is what I think the game was basically turned around. Uruguay were not secure enough, we're not good enough in possession, and we're not good enough in basically transitioning from defense to attack. And Argentina, well, they they exploited this, and it's because of this that they eventually won the game. And in the second half, yeah, it could have been 4 or 5-0. Uruguay were never ever threatening Argentina, and Argentina were calm. You know, they were really calm. They were on top easily, comfortably, and yeah, they deserved the win. So then the question: where does this leave us in the World Cup qualifiers? So have a look. Let's have a look at the table. Um, So, oh, getting past it. So the table now is like this. Uruguay still fourth. Colombia still below us, 1 point. Ecuador level on points, but they got a much better goal difference. Paraguay were beaten last night by Chile, so this is a good result for us. Just like Peru, who did they? I think Peru were beaten by Bolivia. Yeah, they were beaten by Bolivia. Also a good result for us. So the results of last night, they went in favor of us, but we could never. Well, we didn't get the chance, or we didn't grab the chance to make it something for us, to profit from it, to take an advantage. And the truth is that next up is Brazil on Thursday, which is historically well, a really tough game. Tavares has never beaten Brazil since taking over in 2006. So to get a result from there is always going to be difficult. Then the next international break in November, it's Argentina at home, another tough game, obviously. And then we travel to La Paz, to Bolivia, which historically is a really tough game for Uruguay. So yeah, where does this leave us? We can imagine us going into the 3 games and coming out of it with maybe 1 point. It wouldn't be a shock, certainly not in the way we are playing now. So the truth is, the realistic view is that Uruguay are involved in a big fight for qualification. And I talked about it yesterday. I believe we should be comfortable. We should qualify for a World Cup way easier than we are doing now, because we got a way better squad than most of the national teams in South America. But yes, this is the realistic view now. So we got Brazil, then Argentina again, then Bolivia away. 3 really tough games, and then to end, we go to Asunción in Paraguay. We host Venezuela, we host Peru, and then we go away to Chile. And you know what? I honestly believe that away to Chile and Santiago, and Chile is probably one of well, the rivalry with Chile has been really interesting in the last few years. I think this last game can be a decisive game for both sides, and obviously it can be enjoyable, to watch this game. But for me, it shouldn't be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. And then when you look at the comments of the post-match comments of Tavares, deflecting questions, deflecting responsibility, waving away at questions about if he is worried about the performance of Uruguay, then I'm just mad, I'm frustrated, because I think the people are not seeing the potential of Uruguay. We don't see the potential of Uruguay. Uruguay can play much better, can give much more joy to the fans than they are doing now, and then they have done in the last few years. So yeah, this is my view. Let me know your view in the comments down below. I'm really interested into hearing what you believe. Yeah, what do you think of the situation? Do you think we can get a result in Brazil? I'm just asking. I'm pretty sure the answer. And how do you think the qualifying campaign will end for Uruguay? Will we qualify? How do you see it happen? It's interesting to see. It's not nice, but it really is interesting. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you want, like the video, and if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. You can always follow me on Twitter at Uruguay Heroes. Yeah, just thanks for watching the video, and hope you have a good day. Bye bye.